Hi, everybody. Claudia McMullen here from Fluffy Cow Coffee. As we all know, Fluffy Cow Coffee is a coffee company that supports farm animal sanctuaries, and we do so by partnering with specific sanctuaries around the country every week and donating $2.50 for every single item sold during the course of the week-long fundraiser that's online. And today we are not around the nation. We're right in our own backyard in Utah with David Kerneal from Friends in Need in Eagle Mountain, Utah. Now, we haven't chatted with David for a couple of years. So how you doing, David?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thank you for
Excellent.
having me on.
Of course.
Thank you so much for doing the fundraising for us.
It's our pleasure. Now, David, can you remind the folks at home all about Friends in Need? I know you're in Eagle Mountain, Utah. How long have you been around? Talk to me a little bit about your residents and how things are going at Friends in Need.
All right. Well, we've been a sanctuary for many years, early 2000s. I became the executive director in September of 2020, and we've just been going full bore ever since. We started out with 78 residents at that time, and now we're close to 300.
Good.
Mostly birds. Mostly birds. Yeah, when someone calls me up and says, hey, I got this injured pigeon, my heart just breaks open and I go and get him. So, so we have lots of birds. We also have a lot of larger farm animals. We've got the alpacas, we got sheep, goats, yaks, cows, a horse, some emus, lots of mini pigs.
Lots of mini pigs. Are emus new?
No.
Are they new residents?
The emus have been here since 2000. Going on. No, they've been here since I've been executive director.
Wow.
Yep, we have Alvin and Clyde. They're sweethearts. Alvin has a birth defect on his eyes, and so his eyeballs or his eyelids don't work correctly. So he gets eye drops every day in the winter, which is quite the exciting chore.
Yeah, that's a production, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now tell me, how big is the sanctuary? Like, what's your acreage and what's your capacity, and are you at it?
We are definitely at capacity. Yeah, we can't do any new intakes for a little while anyway. I do have some adoptions coming up on some of the pigeons, so that'll open up some space that way. But we have 6 acres that we have here. We use just about every inch of it. Either for I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Claudia.
We're cutting in and out on each other. Yeah, that's okay. What I wanted, now I forgot my question. I wanted to know, how do you get your residents? Are they rehoming? Are they abuse cases? Are they a combination of a bunch of things?
I would say it's definitely a combination of a bunch of things, but I'd say the greatest area is just people don't do research before they get an animal. Like right now we're going into Easter season and people are going to purchase chicks and ducklings and bunnies, and they're just going to be, overwhelmed if they hadn't had them before, because those animals do require a lot of care. Chicks and ducks, if they need care a lot because they're just babies, and so a lot of people will get these animals because they go to the feed store or wherever, and they're, oh, look how cute these critters are, and they'll get them home, have them for a couple days, realize that they're a lot of work. And so that's when we end up getting a lot of those types of animals. The same thing with miniature pigs. People, especially here in Utah, you can go onto our local, website, KSL, and there's people selling what they claim to be miniature pigs. And they'll have an ad. Yeah, they'll stay at 40 pounds, which they don't. They don't stay that small. And so the people will get these miniature pigs, think they'll be a great, house pet type thing. And when they get, 50, 70, then 100 pounds, they can't take care of them anymore. And again, it just goes back to the research type thing. And in Utah, miniature pigs are still considered farm animals. They're not considered, like a pet type animal. And so there's zoning things too. And people won't, call the city to find out, can I have a pig? And so they get the pig, and then their neighbor calls up and says, hey, my neighbor's got a pig. Is that a legal thing? And then next thing you know, they're calling me up and saying that they've got a citation.
Right.
So,
right.
So
right.
I'd say, the biggest is, just failure to get their education on them.
Yeah.
Now we do have some here that are, abuse cases, like the fighting roosters. They were being used to fight each other, and it just breaks my heart to see these beautiful animals, forced to fight like that. And
it's awful. It's just awful. So when you say that the mini pigs are considered still they're considered farm animals, does that mean that the anti-cruelty laws don't apply to them?
In a sense, because I'll tell you a quick story about some some mini pigs that we had. I had a gal call me up about 2.5 years ago, and she said, my pigs are dying. I don't know what's going on with my pigs. And I said, well, could you send me a video of what you've got going on there? Originally I was scared it was a disease of some sort. Well, when she sent me the video, there wasn't any enclosures for the pigs. There wasn't any homes for the pigs. And this was January. And I said, well, you don't have any enclosures for these pigs. And she said, well, the state of Utah says we do not have to have enclosures for pigs. And I'm like, well, these are miniature pigs and they're a semi-tropical animal. They do need to have shelter. So the first thing you need to do is, get some shelter, get some straw in those shelters, and, make sure that they've got a place they can get out of the weather, because otherwise you're just going to be losing more pigs. The very next day, she sent me a video of she went and got huts and straw and everything, just like I had told her to do. And the pigs were doing good. But then about a week later, she called me up and said that she had another one pass away and that her heart's just broken and she can't do the pigs anymore. So we went and collected the last 2 pigs that were there. But that goes back to the state laws. With farm animals, you don't have to have an enclosure. You just have to make sure they have food and water. They don't have to have a place to get out of weather. And since many pigs are still considered a farm animal, they fall under the same jurisdiction. And that makes it so that when people call up the state to get information on pigs, they get the wrong information for miniature pigs.
Right.
And I've called
it's also the lack of education on behalf of the people who are getting the pigs. Right? They're relying upon what the state says, but not relying upon education about what kind of an animal they just adopted and are taking care of, and that there is a difference between the two.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, doing your due diligence before you get an animal,
Yep.
And yeah, so that's just a sad reality, but
yeah. That's why we have farm animal sanctuaries like Friends in Need to take care of situations like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, do you adopt all of the species? Are they all up for adoption, or just birds, and only under certain circumstances?
Well, I only adopt birds, just because I understand birds really well, and I can tell when a bird is healthy and can go to somebody else. There are, a lot of people tease me because I'm really strict on where they go, but, like I said, I just love the birds. And if I can't see that somebody's going to be able to take care of them, I'm not interested in adopting them. I'm more interested in making sure that they're going to be safe and healthy and get the care that they need.
Sure.
So
sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, to answer your question, yeah, the people that I adopt birds to, they're vetted very well, and I make sure that they send me pictures of their enclosures, and you know, and I get a commitment that they're going to be able to spend the time to take
Mm-hmm.
care of them.
Mm-hmm. Good for you. Now,
And I also
how?
make sure that they're owned for them too.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Good idea. Good idea, David. Now, it's Wednesday. We're in the middle of the fundraiser for Friends in Need. We have 4 days left, 4.5 days left. So we got to get the word out to your fan base about how awesome the coffee is, and also let them know that we donate $2.50 for every single item sold on the website. So if you don't drink coffee, we have tons of things for you to buy, including really cute mugs, and we have all kinds of swag, and we have species specific swag as well now, which is great. So $2.50 for every item sold between now, well, it began Monday morning and ends Sunday at midnight. Now, David, what if we did a great job and raised like $200 to $300 for you? What kind of impact would that have on Friends in Need?
oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I've mentioned that we have the fighting roosters that we are, that we had rescued. That particular enclosure needs to have some upgrades on the doors, and $300 that would repair all 15 enclosures for those 15 fighting roosters. That would just be amazing.
That would be amazing. Let's make that our goal, David. We want to repair all 15
Yes, that
doors
would
for the
be great.
roosters. Fantastic.
Yes.
All right. All right. Now,
Yeah.
David, we have a job for the next 4.5 days, you and I. We're going to get the word out. We're going to get our fans to buy so we can fix all those doors on all those enclosures for the roosters at Friends in Need. All
That would be
right?
so wonderful. Yes,
All
that would be
right.
wonderful.
All righty. All right, David. Well, I'm going to
Yes,
sign off now. Go ahead. What?
Oh, I was just saying I'm excited about the fundraiser, and I've been sharing it like crazy. So hopefully we get lots of people going on there and getting some coffee or some of those fun t-shirts and cups. That would be amazing.
Exactly. And whoever's doing your pictures, your social media, the content pictures are fantastic.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's my friend Hayden. She actually was a volunteer here for quite some time. Yeah, and she's getting ready to get married. So it's a pretty exciting time for Hayden.
That's awesome. Well, tell her congratulations, and we love her content, to keep it up.
I will, most definitely. And thank you.
All right. Now, David, you have a wonderful long weekend, and spread the word, and we want to write you a check for $300 on Monday.
Yes, that would be fabulous.
All right.
That'd be fabulous.
All right. You have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you so very much.